midnight each day.
On Valentine's night.
Time as you know it freezes.
20 minutes past 10.
Keep up, Doctor.
Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep.
I'm a grave digger, Doctor.
I was at home.
David is my husband.
All on my lonesome.
Stabbed him with a steak knife.
Nothing changes.
I'm a qualified angel of death.
When I'm dancing,
You get this day over and over.
Hilda.
I black out.
I don't think she's got long.
And Laurie just...
Naked on the beach.
Hannah.
Is that it for today?
As she left it. It's just the clothes. I've decided to burn those yesterday, so here I am. Hannah loved clothes. Every season, she'd donate her entire wardrobe to some charity or another, and only buy stuff she loved. I was left with winter. I don't even know what her favourite season was. Does it matter? What's your favourite season, Doctor? If you like spring, you're supposed to be optimistic and creative. Well, that explains why we're still having these sessions. I was at Henley Church on Valentine's Day, visiting Hannah's grave. It was the anniversary of her death. Her parents wanted a huge funeral with all the trimmings. Hannah would never have come for it. It does give me somewhere to visit. I got to write the epitaph. Dr. Decker felt that Hannah was holding me back. The memories of Hannah. In his opinion, I was holding on to the past. So I guess he cursed me, if that's even a thing. We walk alone without our angel. Yes, Dr. Decker cursed me. I don't really want to talk about it, but let's just say I blame him for the way I am. Can you give me some advice, Doctor? I left Henley Church about 11 o'clock on Valentine's Day. I was talking to an archaeologist who said it uncovered some fossils resembling a strange cephalopod-like creature. Strange place to find an octopus, really. What? Do you think I've got something to do with Dr. Decker's murder? Maybe you should ask your assistant who Decker saw that day. I'm not religious, but when I wrote Hannah's epitaph, I knew her parents would want some acknowledgement of the great bearded one. But she was an angel to me. She was an angel to everyone. I've been trying to think how I can get past today. I've come up with a couple of choices. I could set fire to Hannah's photographs. I've got them in Dropbox anyway. But setting fire to the clothes did the trick. Or setting fire to a rocking chair. She sounds like an old lady, but she loved that rocking chair, which I've not sat in since. Which one do you think's best? Set fire to the rocking chair. I never like the way it moves forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards. I've been alone since Hannah. I can't imagine anyone ever replacing her. Not that I've looked. Do you think I should look for someone else? Thanks, Doctor. I appreciate that. I still don't think I'm ready to move forward in that respect. It was a missed call. It was Valentine's Day, so I wasn't in the mood for conversation. She's dead. Thanks for bringing that up. I like winter. Being snowed. That's paradise. It's a sea creature, like an octopus. I suppose they find dinosaur bones everywhere. Just because we're on land now doesn't mean millions of years ago this place wasn't at the bottom of an ocean. She was interested. Maybe I misread. Maybe she was just being kind. I suppose most women wouldn't enjoy me talking about my dead ex for hours. Dr. Decker felt that Hannah was holding me back. The memories of Hannah. In his opinion, I was holding on to the past. She was interested. Maybe I misread. Maybe she was just being kind. I suppose. Hannah was forever giving to charity. Her things, her time, our money. I actually suggested a charity that Dr. Decker mentioned called Mind Stretch Outreach. I think fire is very primal in terms of energy. Maybe if I burn something, my days will keep rolling. Although I'm not sure you're supposed to encourage arson in these sessions, Doctor. Hannah never met Dr. Decker. She did donate to his charity once, though. She stopped breathing. I don't know. I was 6. Something to do with her lungs. Mind Stretch Outreach arranges programs for gifted children. It's for poor, clever kids who can't afford private education. It's not much of a charity, I guess, but it certainly ends up with a lot of clever people who are thankful to the people running it. Which, in this case, is Dr. Decker. I think Dr. Decker set up Mind Stretch Outreach so that he could influence the minds of children at an early age, getting them to believe they could be anything they wanted to be. Since his death, it's been disbanded. No more minions of Dr. Decker. Just felt like he was growing this child army of intelligentsia. I meant I wasn't in the mood to talk to Dr. Decker.
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session, and no blackouts, new doctor, and new hope. You're much better behaved than Dr. Decker. I didn't have anything to do on Valentine's Day. I washed my hair and I walked along the beach for the whole night. It's actually true. We went out for drinks. Didn't you know? He said it was a breach of something or the other, but I can be pretty persuasive when I want to be. Shh. I know, it's pretty hard to believe, isn't it? I feel pretty ugly. But I think I have a nice smile. I haven't been back to the beach since our last session. I've kind of missed it. Lots of people find me attractive, but I've seen something truly beautiful. It makes me feel dull by comparison. You do something a lot, you're gonna miss it. I suspect I'll go back there soon, but it's helped with the blackouts. Dr. Decker dated his patients. That's not good behavior, is it? I have a recurring dream where I find something beautiful in the sea. But I don't know you that well yet, Doctor. Let's wait a while before I tell you my most intimate secrets.
Sorry to cut in, Doctor. I've just had a phone call from a solicitor. Ben's trying to sue us for nervous shock. Should I go and see him to talk it out, or should I find a solicitor to represent us? Sorry to be pushy, I just think we should act quickly before it's too late. Okay, well, just let me know.
I think her name was Scarlett? One of his patients, an older woman. I guess that's how he liked them. Yeah, drinks. I think Dr. Decker ordered neat whiskey. I had water. I don't drink. Wouldn't you like to know? Is our session up now? I guess it was a couple of days before Valentine's Day. It wasn't a date or anything. I noticed in our sessions that he'd been acting a little strange. He just didn't seem right. I wanted to find out what was wrong. I've danced around in my living room, but no clubs since last time. I like dancing around in my underwear. Sometimes less. People are quick to put labels on everything. I suppose Dr. Decker was more than just a therapist to me. We had a lot of things in common, but we weren't seeing each other. I'm not seeing anyone at the moment. Are you offering, Doctor? It sounded like an offer to me, Doctor. Some girls say that they're washing their hair when they don't want to go out, but I was genuinely washing my hair. Do you think my hair is pretty, Doctor? It's such a mess, but thank you. I'm insecure, Doctor. Isn't it obvious? You know, like a breach of ethics or something. Girl doesn't ask for details. Dr. Decker did date his patients. Not me, I'd never agree. A drink is not a date. It's Scarlet with 2 T's. Pretentious. We only went out for drinks that one time. A hope for a cure, of course. For a lot of our sessions, he would be pretty impartial. A passive listener. But towards the end, he liked interfering. Like, he wanted to push me over the edge. I'm not sure how this therapy thing works, but if you're talking to a guy who wants to jump off a cliff, don't tell him to jump. It's just an example. I'm not a guy. I don't want to jump off a cliff. I just felt like I had some kind of special power, and part of me wanted to use it, and he urged me to do that. I don't want to say any more about it, not now. I'm a shape-shifting vampire werewolf. I said I didn't want to talk about it. What is it you're thinking about when you're not listening to me? I want to stop having blackouts. I want to be able to remember. I want you to fix me. Doctor, I don't think our relationship has got to that point yet. Yeah, you've a button undone. It's a bit chilly in here. The leather's not warm either.
Nothing, of course. The faculty thinks I've gone loopy, like some kind of spongy Mobius strip. That's why I'm here, isn't it, Dr. Decker? Him, God, the great old one, the elder god, Cthulhu, however you address him. Listen to me! You're not listening! It's your only bloody job! Well, let's call him God. He creates this world for his amusement, something he can play with and occasionally alter to suit his mood. God loves chaos, but something goes wrong. Man and woman evolve. What was once chaotic becomes, well, more ordered. Without chaos, he has less power. When there's too much order, he becomes impotent. So he needs to instill chaos again. And do you know how he does this? No. And yes, but you're being too granular. He needs chaos so he can return, and the only thing stopping him is you. Not just you. You and people like you. Psychiatrists, doctors, nurses. Anyone who is caring for people who are losing their sanity. You have no comprehension how important your job is, do you? He doesn't need your version of insanity to spread. He needs chaos. It's not the same. It's just a means to an end. They're not all cultists, unfortunately. Once you see the truth, it's hard not to spread chaos yourself, to cause further insanity and harm your own. I doubt it. But can I make you question your reality? Definitely. But in doing so, I would be promoting more chaos. On the basis the central component of our universe is chaos, science can only document a perception of the chaos at any one given moment in time, as by definition, chaos is unpredictable from one moment to the next, which means that at any given moment, we can choose to alter our perception of the world, no matter how much chaos that would cause. In 10 seconds' time, there will be no gravity in this room, and we will float. 3, 2, 1. You think nothing happened. Where's your glass, Doctor?
Actually, I had a hot date. It wasn't anything serious, just some guy I know. But it was a nice date, different to what I'm used to. Yes, I had a session with Dr. Decker on Valentine's Day. 3 o'clock, I think. I haven't had a great day, to be honest. Someone accused me of stealing from my patients, which I would never do. Plus, Hilda's getting worse. It was very traditional, old-fashioned, you know. Dinner at a nice restaurant. Then we went for a little walk along the pier, held hands, had a bit of a kiss. Then he called a cab and we went back to my place. I'm not sure what time Max left. We fooled around for a bit at my place, so early hours of the morning. Hilda's the one I mentioned in our last session. This is the locket. Alice, one of my patients, gave it to me before she died. to help her finish her unfinished business. People who are dying always have things they wish they could do before they go. We leave a lot of loose ends in our lives. We're very messy that way. I have a few other things. A watch, a ring. One patient gave me a little china bird. They're not valuable, just trinkets really. Hilda wants to see her daughter. She's in Australia, so I'm going to have to use my talent. Strictly speaking, all of the patient's belongings should be passed on to family members after they die. About his mum, why would he care about some worthless piece of jewellery? It just doesn't feel right to me. What do you think, Doctor? Am I wrong to keep the locket? I can change my skin. What I look like. I can turn into a patient's loved one. I just hold their hand and ask them to imagine that the person they want to see is sitting right here next to them, and I become them. It's how I help them move on. That's how I comfort them. Thank you, Doctor. That makes me feel much better. I shouldn't let what Terry says bother me so much. I only shift at work to help my patients. I don't have any interest in using it as a party trick or to deceive anyone. Of course, it was Terry that accused me of stealing. One of the other nurses. She's actually trying to make out that I'm some kind of HSK. His name is Max. He's really sweet, but I don't see a future between us. He's not really my type. I can sense it, you know? It's like when you're outside and there's a sudden change in the light or the air feels different and you know it's going to rain. It's like that. I always know when one of my patients is fading, even before the doctors know. Their energy changes. It sounds silly when I put it into words. I sound like my mum. Healthcare serial killer. You know, like those nurses that kill loads of their patients. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it. Anyway, because a few of my patients have died on me, and some of those patients have given me gifts, Terry thinks it means that I've been killing them off. I've known Max a couple of years, but this is the first time we've been on a date. I don't think he's boyfriend material. Dr. Decker seemed fine on Valentine's Day. He seemed to be in a good mood. It didn't seem like anything was bothering him. I don't know how it works. I just know that it does. I didn't lie. I'm really not interested in dating anyone. I just went out with Max as a favour, for a friend. Like I said, it wasn't anything serious. I didn't go on a date with Dr. Decker. He's my therapist. It would just be wrong. We talked about families, I think. Our mums. I probably spent far too much time talking to Dr. Decker about my mum. Dr. Decker almost certainly had unfinished business. He didn't know he was going to die. But it's too late now. That's why I have to help Hilda while I can. My mum's a nightmare. I said she was into all this new age stuff, right? So she thinks she can tell me what I should be doing all the time because she got a message from her spirit guide that said I'm not eating well, or I'm not getting enough sleep, or I'm not looking after my inner moonbeam or whatever. It drives me nuts. But she's my mum. I love her, so I have to take it. No, it doesn't hurt at all. I don't think it's a physical thing. I don't think my body actually changes. I think it's more like an illusion, like my energy changes or something. Alice was one of my favourites. She never held back, spoke her mind about everything. But she had a wicked sense of humour. It just sort of fades when I let go of their hand. Obviously, I can't see myself, but I feel it leave me, if you get what I mean. I don't think I'm deceiving my patients when I shift. I'm helping them. Sounds like Decker and his mum had a few issues. That's what I liked about Dr. Decker. It wasn't just him asking me questions and analysing me. He talked about himself as well. I'm not sure I should talk about that. Aren't I breaking some reverse patient-therapist confidentiality? It only lasts for as long as I'm holding the hand. I think it needs that connection. I don't know. Are you happy, Doctor? I've shifted a few times now. I honestly couldn't tell you how many. It was the one thing she held on to right until the end. Her most treasured possession. She said she wanted me to have it. You don't argue with a dying person's last wishes. Mainly he talked about being a therapist. He said he had a few patients like me, you know, with special gifts. He said not all of them were as enlightened as me. Well, you know, I know what I can do is special. I see it as a good thing. But apparently some of his other patients saw their abilities as a curse. Dr. Decker hated that. He said he wished they could all be more like me. You seem happy. You have a very positive energy.
Dr. Decker made me an offer that I couldn't refuse. I'll be taking it to the grave with me, though. As did he. I stood for a while, looking across the water. It's peaceful there. They died of carbon monoxide poisoning. I was staying at a friend's house. I don't know why I talked to her. David had been hunting again, and, well, she's seen some of the skins he hung around. Then I will. I'll look for her next time I'm there. Animal skins. David hunts, then skins. It's horrible, really. He's not... David wasn't there. Valentine's Day night, I was at the lake house, watching David, like I always do. He has trouble with his mental faculties and is getting worse. Met isn't the right word. David has always been there, in the shadows. Love? Yes. I don't know. I suppose she just reminded me of me. I don't know. Minnows, probably. It was 12 years ago. I was still very young. I don't move in any circles anymore. Those people were my parents' friends, not mine. I've known David forever. It seems like he's always been in my life, one way or another. He was a family friend. It's different now, of course. Do you think I killed my parents? I don't know. Dr. Decker was more animated that day. Excited even. He talked a lot. She lives on the other side of the lake. She must be new. I haven't seen her there before. It's okay if you think I killed them. You wouldn't be the first to draw that conclusion. People can be so cynical. I'm not sure. It was a faulty boiler, I think. I'm sure I had a spare key for the lake house, but I can't find it anywhere. I don't really need one if David... Yes, I loved my parents very much. They were very good parents. I don't remember my friend's name. She was a girl from my school. Vicky, Charlotte. It's not really important. Some tried to seduce me. Some thought I wanted a new daddy. Most of them were the same age as my parents. And yet I'm the one here talking to you. Yes, money. Everybody wants it. But what use is it really? Look at me. Am I happy? Am I loved? Am I living? Instead of his usual sarcasm and rebuttals, he seemed genuinely excited. Presumably he had a date. I was a young woman in possession of an enormous fortune. Lots of people, lots of men, saw that as an opportunity.
There's something I want to tell you about. Something else that's wrong with me. I think I've been getting a bit out of control in my hour. I spent most of Valentine's Day at the art gallery. Well, the evening part, anyway. Possibly a relative of yours. Possibly a patient that died here. I dug the grave for Dr. Decker. I helped carry his coffin to the burial site. When I first got the hour, I was shocked, obviously. Well, that makes me feel a little better. No, the coffin wasn't empty. There was something in it. I'm guessing he was buried somewhere else, or cremated. Ha! That was just an example, Doctor. I'm sure. Yes, I would steal too. That's a good choice, Doctor. Less. I took photos of Jessica when she was naked. When I'd stripped her. When she was naked and frozen. I didn't want to have to do it again, to strip her again. So I took pictures to remind myself what she looked like. That's wrong, isn't it, Doctor? I did think, what good could I do, other than catch up with work? I did see a woman who was having her purse snatched. I know. It's that bloody Dr. Decker. Like I said, I originally presented with depression, and he was easily distracted during sessions, like he wasn't listening. He told me to use my imagination, to make something up. Because you have to hope, don't you, Doctor? It's only the power of hindsight that made me realize how toxic it all was. Yes, I suppose I've destroyed a few things whilst in the hour. That wretched dig goes on 24/7. 25/7, if you ask me. Your patient, Nathan, caused quite a stir. He interrupted one of the female students all night, apparently. Made her miscategorize some findings, going on about his dead girlfriend. It's amazing what you hear at the coffee machine. Well, I suppose that's a bonus. We're allowed to use their coffee machine while they're there. Thinking I had an extra hour at the end of each day did become real for me, Doctor. Maybe Decker was a genie, and he could grant wishes. Maybe he wished himself dead. I don't know. At midnight,